Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm Josephine. Sometimes that's a Joe or Josie, I don't mind which. And today I'm going to introduce you to a National Trust property called Brockhampton Estate. Now the introduction is following in a few minutes. The reason I'm on today is to just alert you to the fact that this is a pre-recorded version that I took in the summer. So if you spot sweet peas in the garden of the estate, that's why. And I haven't been out and about this week because I've been poorly, full of a cold. So bring your hand gel into those shops, why don't you? Because I do think bugs are circulating, and just to keep safe. I don't think we've learnt many lessons since COVID times, do you? Every time I go into a shop, the hand gels are always missing and there's no pump action stuff. So bring your own and yeah, keep well. And yeah, I might be out and about, hopefully when I feel better. And I really do want to go to Worcester Cathedral and show you all the Christmas tree installations. And I hope you like mine. I got it yesterday. It's twinkling in the background. I've gone for gold this year. Sometimes I go red, sometimes I go white, sometimes I go red and white. So I hope you get the Christmassy feel, but you'll get the summery feel in a second. And I've dubbed over some of the history, but you might like to look at the National Trust website if you want to inform yourself of more history, because this isn't going to be a history channel. I'm no historian, but I do like to add a few facts here and there for you. So keep well, I'll speak to you soon, and yeah, we'll have some Christmassy things coming up as well. Bye for now. Today I'm going to talk about Brockhampton Estate. It's a National Trust building in Brinksty, Bromyard, Herefordshire. And on that estate, there's lots to see, beautiful place. And in fact, it sort of takes you back to another era. You feel like you've been transformed or transported to somewhere else of a different time. Well, I felt like that anyway. The estate covers 1,700 acres and includes wooded valleys, streams and woodlands, all changing with the seasons. There's a 14th century timber framed manor house, including the buttery and a great hall. And you'd think the buttery was for dairy products, but in fact the buttery is for storing alcohol. And in the days where people were working on the land, they would have actually pressed the apples and put the cider in the butts or barrels, as they would be known, and hence the name, the buttery. And on the estate there's a chapel, a ruined chapel. It's still in ruins. And let me just check my notes. Oh yes, the lopsided gatehouse was first built nearly 500 years ago, and it was a symbol of wealth, alerting guests to the importance of the family. And there's also a lawn pool as well, and orchards, traditional orchards, which have been rediscovered and reinstated, I think, along the way. So plenty to see. Hope you enjoy the pictures, and I'll come back to you another day. Bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you another time. On the National Trust website, the opening says, "Take a journey through more than 600 years of history at Brockhampton and discover a timber-framed manor house and family home which has evolved to meet the needs of different generations. Uncover the history of the ruined chapel, the gatehouse and some of the ghostly tales that haunt Brockhampton." And I'll leave you to visit one day if you can and find out on their website all about the history. I thought it worth mentioning the ghostly goings-on that have been recorded on the National Trust website. It says, at almost 600 years old, it probably comes as no surprise that Lower Brockhampton Manor has its own ghost story or two. Sudden drops in temperature, a sweet perfume-like smell wafting through the house, and the feeling that someone is standing next to you have been reported by visitors. Less frequently, there have been sightings of a Victorian lady, Brockhampton's very own Grey Lady, who wanders the corridors and who is perhaps responsible for that sweet aroma. A well-documented case occurred in 1972 when Mr. and Mrs. Freegard were the occupiers. Mr. Freegard was so shaken by the spooky occurrences, he said he would be unwilling to spend a night by himself in the 15th century home. The Freegards decided to share their chilling story with the local newspaper, who stated, as a farmer, Mr. Freegard has both feet planted firmly on the ground. While sleeping in the front bedroom, he was awoken by a presence in the middle of the night, stating the covers were lifted from his body as he felt a weight enter the bed next to him. After such a frightening experience, he swapped bedrooms, refusing to sleep in that room again. Other family members were also claiming that they had a similar experience while sleeping in that particular room, and it was left unoccupied for many years. The family claimed they never saw a ghost inside the house, but the most common manifestation would be heavy footsteps starting from the very same front bedroom, along the landing and down the back staircase. There were also several reports of footsteps outside, as the path leading up the manor was once covered in gravel. Mrs. Freegard was shocked one night whilst out in the courtyard to see an unexplainable bright light shining from within the ruined chapel. After the Freegards left, a member of staff lived in the house and also reported a presence getting into bed and stroking her arm. She claimed she would have sworn she was dreaming, but her dog that slept in the same room seemed very disturbed by the occurrence. Was this the same ghost who visited Mr. Freegard while he slept? I'll leave that to you to think about. And I do like a ghostly tale or two, don't you? So, yeah. And the rest of the history is on the website for you to read upon. The history of the ruined chapel. The now ruined chapel is one of the longest standing features of the Brockhampton estate. The original chapel was made mostly from timber and daub. That is a mixture of mud and dung, which becomes hard when set. And the only surviving parts of this first construction are the shallow foundations. According to the National Trust website, the chapel we see today was most likely built around 1166. The octagonal font inside was carved from a single block of stone and also dates from the same era. The chapel is constructed out of local stone, and excavations tell us it was once had stone roof tiles with ceramic green glazed ridge tops and walls plastered with lime whitewash. The de Multons, who were the owners of the newly built manor house in the early 1400s, are thought to be responsible for updating the chapel and adding the largest east window. It's most likely these modifications were made at the same time the manor was being built. And the earliest record of services and clergy here is 1308, and these continued until 1402. A break in the attendance of clergy from 1402 until 1757 suggests the building became a chapel of ease, a privately owned chapel which hosted services for those who couldn't reach churches in Bromyard. Marriages and baptisms would have taken place here under a special licence granted from the bishop. No burials have been recorded here.